The talking to stop and the fighting to start. This should be good. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Robinson out of Harlem, New York, 72.6 kilos. He's 180 centimeters tall. Sugar Ray Robinson. Many consider him to be the greatest fighter in the history of this sport. Inducted into the International Hall of Fame in 1990.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. They're both trying for a knockout. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Did you see the nerves on that fight stepping into the ring, Todd? It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner, you've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
That jab misses. You don't want to go tit for tat there in this fight. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
If you're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every switch.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Ooh, that one had to hurt. This is one of the best rounds I've seen this year. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
He didn't take that jab well at all. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next round, you're getting it. You're going to get a kitchen sink.
On to the second round. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
Both of these fighters have the conditioning to go the distance, no problem. They also have the power to end this with one punch. Brilliant hook there. That jab doesn't find a home. Just missed with that jab. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Good left hook. Nice counter. The scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to lose it.
All right, go back out there and win this round. Only lost one round.
Stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight.
John, there's a god-awful round that was. Come on, you let him back into the fight. You're much better than that guy. You're much better. He's not even in your league. Come on, switch on.
Let's get it started in round 3. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Blocks that jab. No rest for the weary. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when he catch you.
One punch could change everything in this battle. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Nobody home with that hook. You've Like to see more jabs. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Can't find a home for that jab. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
You know, I've been in fights like that.
Here we go to the fourth round. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Well, this won't sit well with their opponent. Which fighter will say no mas? When are we going to see a jab from these two? Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Beautiful counter punch. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Both men step back for just a moment. Needs to put some combination work together. One punch is good, two punches better. Sugar Ray is down.
He's cool.
What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. Let's talk about Robinson. His momentum swing, that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knock. On to the fifth we go. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
I can't do like a 4.
Nice counter shot. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you can hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
So much for boxing. This is a fight.
He can.
Look at the hand speed and footwork between these two elite-level middleweights. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo.
Wow.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out of there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. So close with that uppercut. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
So much for boxing. This is a fist fight.
No block.
Nice defense on that hook. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Robinson in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
Slow around there, Watts. Don't worry about it. Come on, you slip.
Don't forget the jab and don't get carried away. Think about the defense on the end down.
You win this round. You had everything in the bag, and now you let him back in. You've completely switched up. Get your mind back on the job. That was a terrible round.
There's the bell for round 6. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. There's a counter shot. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, Johnny.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Do you believe this? The jab doesn't quite connect. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
What you've got to do, Toddy, it's anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
His stamina is off the charts.
My stamina. That's crazy.
You'd like to see more jabs. That counter shot lands. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvellous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? The straight right just misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go.
Man, come on, Undisputed. Give me a block. That is crazy. That's wild.
Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Yeah.
You've done all that work all the way through camp.
And shots, keep smart. You were thinking, you smart. You weren't sharp.
Get your boxing back together. Get your mind back on the job. It was a god-awful round, I tell you. Now, come on. You're way better than that guy. You let him back in.
No, I don't want you to load up. Don't be looking at it one shot at a time.
Switch on, get your boxing back together, get back out there, and win the round.
That's it. He's ready to go. He's got to be smart. Otherwise, he'll
Switch on, get your boxing back together. You're switching off.
just keep on the end of that jab. Getting your timing already.
And that'll do it for the time between rounds as we get set. There's the bell to start round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
The straight right just misses. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
And he scores with the counter. Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. Good job trying to back out of trouble.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Nice counter shot. Time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice counter. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
There's a lot on the line here.
thinking he was smart. You weren't low.
You're not even in the same league. Come on, switch on, get your boxing back together, and get back out there and win the round. Get your mind back on the job. There's a god up.
Don't want him to load up. Don't be looking out for those shots at the time. Sets his
better than that guy. You're much better. He's not even in your league.
Round 8, and we're off again. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. A much better game plan here.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Oh, and this is really going to rub him the wrong way. Caution being thrown to the wind. You've heard the phrase, finding a second wind. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look like these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
His stamina is off the charts.
Shit.
Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble. How are they still standing?
Defense is everything, because they got shot once. They know.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape.
It's when you talk about championship material.
good round. I like that, Timothy. Good work out there.
Only one round, though, boss. Don't worry about it.
You've completed it. Great work. Stay focused.
Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Needs to put some combination work together. One punch is good, 2 punches better. A swing and a miss with the right hook. Hook misses. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Missing with the left hook. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Both men step back for just a moment. Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he blows you down.
Oh.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you have no excuse for gassing out.
Just keep him on the end of that egg, and then we'll go again.
Don't worry about that round.
Let's start slipping in a few body shots in there. There it is up a little bit, so we can't think
It's a bad round, but we don't care. Go out there, win the next one. Yeah?
And there's the bell for round 10. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Jab misses. The straight right just misses. It's all offensive.
What? Oh, if I have a viewer, please say so. What in the world? What kind of... Whatever.
Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be. Having second thoughts in the ring.
For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap.
Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ah.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
Accuracy, power, punch.
gotta figure out how to win a round. How I be losing all these rounds? Hmm. Oh, that's the round. Damn, look at this. All these in, man.